you were creating criteria to find which companies to invest in. I wonder if you're now using those same characteristics, the same traits, when you're trying to find crypto projects and crypto brands to invest in. Is it are there similarities? Are there some differences when you're presenting it to the team to say, all right, this is the next thing? Is they have this type of technology? What's that process like for you?
Yeah, well, I think like the number one thing that we look for is just like having an earned secret and being able to actually build the product from the beginning to the end, right? And so what is it that you believe that nobody else believes in? Because and then do you have the courage to actually go and build it? I learned that's core to our DNA from our investment thesis, and having good ideas that look like bad ideas, and having this contrarian mindset in terms of how you see the world, because ultimately, like, this entire world, whether it's the camcorder that you're looking into right now, or the chair that you're sitting at, or the restaurant that you go to tonight, it's all based off of somebody's viewpoint and how they see the world and what needs to actually be created. And so I think that if you think about having to, one, do the work in terms of figuring, like, understand, okay, well, this is the technology that is currently being built, and then two, going back and saying, okay, well, this founder sees the world this way, and if you actually did it correctly, how would that help change the industry from a whole? I think it's really kind of bridging a lot of those core ideas to really help go and make it happen. I mean, you have to go after big businesses. I mean, especially with how we see the world within our firm, is that we want to see the next 10, 100, $50 billion businesses being built, and help supporting those founders, because they know, it's like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Babe Ruth effect, where it's like Babe Ruth had the highest number of strikeouts, but he also had the highest number of home runs too. And so, like, if you're gonna swing, you swing for the fences, and really try and think about what big ideas are really being made, and how you can help contribute to that world too.
All right, let's talk a little bit about on the VC side. We had the social media boom in 2005 to 2009. We're going through an AI boom. What is the industry that, I know you can't talk too much internally about 816Z, but generally in venture and angel investing, what's the next big sector that everyone is looking to invest in that will probably produce a great yield going into like 2027, 2029?
I think it's a combination between. I mean, look, for us, we invest in multiple different verticals. I mean, we invest in the intersections of bio and healthcare. It's our bio fund, where the next generation genomic sequencing companies are going to happen. The next lab grown foods are going to be built out. Where healthcare and technology can come together to really help save the world. So I think that's one area that's very interesting. We have a practice called American Dynamism, which also is extremely impactful in terms of helping just the next generation companies that can help, from the defense side, to help our government, to help our education systems, helping school programs, helping businesses when they're thinking about, like, our national defense, and using technology to really help to help advance our protect our nation, right, with technology. And so that's a vertical that we're continuing to build out, and we have a whole team that's dedicated towards that now. I'd say, obviously, you mentioned the AI space. I think that there's two verticals within AI. There's the consumer version, so the prompt text prompt speeches, or new consumer applications that are going to be built with an AI background that you should be extremely excited about. But you're also having the enterprise sides too. And so the businesses that are actually helping train these language models and using the data to really help create, new and informative insights. And so that's another model that I think you should be extremely excited about. I think that, obviously, our crypto space, in terms of the future of Web3, and whether, I'm particularly bullish on the application layer, where it's kind of like that consumerization of crypto is really going to continue to take off. And we made a number of investments over the past few years and continue looking at that space. And, I think the last thing that I would say is just, areas that from a cultural perspective that really can help drive our businesses, right? And so if you think about like the last generation and being able to create things like a Shopify, now anybody could create a website, or using different types of e-commerce solutions. And so I think that there will be, those are more again on the application side, but now you're going to start to see these type of foundations, whether it's crypto, whether it's AI, or you name it, at the forefront. Because if you're going to build a company, or if you're going to invest into a company that has these new technologies, and they're going 100 miles an hour versus a legacy Web 2 business, or that doesn't have, whether it's AI or have crypto along it, like, you're going to see just a night and day difference in terms of effective scalability over time. And the number one thing when you think about investing in a company is speed, because you're not just competing against that one company in your space, or the company that's also in New York City or within the United States. This is a global game, right?
Yeah.
We're dealing against companies that are being built in China, companies that are being built in India, being built in Europe,
Israel. Yeah.
Israel, South America. And so, like, you got to go 100 miles an hour. And I think that this is probably one of the most competitive sports that you actually do break a sweat, but it's it's not through working out. It's definitely through going out and being in the trenches and making it happen. But that's the beauty of the game. And for us at our firm, we just want to continue to help support that next generation of founders that have big dreams, that really want to help change the game and make the world a better place.
One follow up, real quick. You mentioned defense. Are you guys invested in Andero?
That is public, so yeah, we've been working with that team, and Palmer, he's a genius.
Y'all killing it. Okay. Oh my god, they got all bases covered. My bad,
Yeah,
Rashad. Go ahead. I just have to squeeze that in real quick.
yeah, no. But look, what they're doing within the industry is fascinating, and
Innovative. Yeah.
super innovative, and being able to actually have to like you when you go to sleep at night, there's a subconscious thing that you don't realize, is that you feel, even when you're in your home, but when you're in your home and you're in your county and you're in your state, there's a feeling of protection, right? Because you think that you even if you don't think about it, and you think that our government is not necessarily this or that, everyone has their own opinions, like, no, the protection is the number one thing, right? And so, like, if you leveraging infrastructure and leveraging technology, and what the Andero team is doing in terms of just not only just defense, but just access to information and data, and really helping our defense systems understand how to best be continue to keep us safe. Like, it's a very important topic. And the companies that are going to continue to keep making an impact in the space will the ones that will be subconsciously relying on when on good times and bad times.
So Chris, man, I appreciate it. I know you got to run. So once again, thank you for joining us. But one last question, if you can answer just quickly before you leave, is art. Can you just talk about art? I know you're a big art investor.
Of course.
You're very passionate about that. You have a collection. So yeah, can you just educate the audience a little bit on art, and where are you investing in art these days?
Absolutely. So I caught the art bug probably maybe 3.5 years ago. I was always something that I was interested in, but never really got a chance to really dive deep into it. And so now once you get it, just warning, prerequisite, because once you learn about it, it's hard to go back. And so, but it's also such an amazing thing to have, because it's like you're getting a chance to create your own interpretation of how you want people to see the world, but also supporting the artists that are also creating their interpretations as well too. And so, not only is it an asset class, because I think that there is a lot of interest in that, but it's a passion. I mean, I'm here in Miami right now. Art Basel's up this week. The amount of people that are in town, from the artist standpoint to the collectors, it's really becoming mainstream. The thing that's really interesting that to me though is that originally a lot of the biggest art And when people were collecting art, they used to be extremely private about it and not want to share and not want to kind of be let people know who's in their collection. But now I think with social media and companies like Artsy and events like Art Basel, people are putting their collections out on display and allowing people to understand. And so, like, my advice is always to start small, but if you could start medium, that's even better as well too. Because one of the things I've learned, and the thing is just the thing with life, is that the artists that you buy will unlock new artists. And if you want to kind of develop a value of a collection that accrues over time, that you then can kind of whether it's leverage it against other assets, and that's a whole nother conversation, or just even collect and have discussions around itself. I think that being able to pick and choose what type of artist you want. And, even for me, I think it's even more important to even use this as a medium to help support artists. I mean, I'm an artist. I believe that, in my medium, being able to kind of take an idea and put it into the world, but then now having that put on a canvas is extremely important. And it is a booming market. I think that now is a great time, just given where the current economy is and where everything is going.
This that Red Panda Anthem. Ian, what's up? This that Red Panda Anthem. Red Panda, what's good? Red Panda Anthem. Your boy going up. I know they can't stand it.